Good evening and welcome to the July 14th, 2026 meeting of the Marion County School Board. This meeting is now called to order. Mirroring and modeling the way our students begin each day, I ask that we observe a moment of silence at this time. Please join me. I will now read the board commitment statement. We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individually responsible. To work well together, we must demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first, and we will leave a legacy of success. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I'm requesting everyone in the audience to please turn off their electronic devices or put them on vibrate. Public comment will now be accepted during two portions of each meeting for up to 30 minutes for each portion. The first will take place prior to the board vote and will be specific to the night's agenda. The second will be for items on which the school board customarily takes action and will occur after the board completes the business portion of the meeting. Anyone wanting to speak regarding an agenda item must complete a blue form. Anyone wanting to speak regarding a non-agenda item must complete a yellow form. Both forms are available before each meeting and on the district website. Forms are due to the board clerk by 5:40 p.m. and can be submitted via email or in person. Public speakers will have 3 minutes to complete their comments, and no more than 10 speakers will be scheduled in either public comment portion unless the board votes otherwise. Good evening, Ms. Martinez-Young. Will you please call the roll?
Dr. Allison Campbell, District 1.
Here.
Mrs. Lori Conrad, District 2.
Here.
Reverend Dr. Eric Cummings, District 3.
Here.
Mrs. Nancy Thrower, District 4.
Here.
Dr. Sarah James, District 5.
Here.
Attorney Jeremy Powers, School Board Attorney. Dr. Danielle Brewer, Superintendent.
Here.
Dr. Brewer, who will share our inspiration and lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us this evening?
Thank you. Good evening. Miss Melissa Connor will come to the podium to introduce our special guest this evening.
Thank you. Good evening, Board. I shared with you in January how Marion County would join the nation in celebrating America 250 with our very own Marion 250 initiative. Ms. Conrad and I served on the Executive Steering Committee, and we were more than pleased with the culmination on July 4th. As a reminder, we had Vanguard High School Drumline. They delivered an outstanding performance at the CEP breakfast where the county unveiled its plans. We had 99 students from Shady Hill perform on the steps of the Capitol for Marion at the Capitol Day in February. We launched a series of Liberty lessons each Wednesday throughout February and March. We had a student art contest where 3 of our students won $1,000 each. We had Marion County Day on March 28th, where we had JROTC drill demonstrations and the Westport Drumline. We also had Westport and Vanguard march in the Patriot Parade, and it all culminated with fireworks throughout the county and thousands gathered at our own Denellen High School to celebrate. Tonight, I'd like to welcome one of the individuals who made that happen. Julie Mancini is a former employee and longtime advocate for the Denellen community. I invite her up now to deliver the inspiration and lead the pledge.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Melissa. I'm Julie Mancini, class of 1986, Denellen Tiger, and I also taught English and journalism at Denellen High School for 22 years, and now I'm a full-time photographer who loves serving the Denellen community in other ways. Some of the most important conversations that made me who I am today were had with DHS Principal Bobby James, who hired me to teach simply because he saw on my resume that I was a graduate of Denellen High School. He knew absolutely nothing else about me, but he gave me a chance based on that. And later, as I prepared to leave the classroom, a conversation I had with Principal Ken McAteer was something that remained with me. I was not completely sure at the time what was next for me, but I told him that I loved Denellen, the Tigers, and the Rainbow River, and would continue to serve the community in some form or fashion. And when the opportunity presented itself, the best way I felt I could be useful in our community was to become the executive director of the Denellen Chamber and Business Association. And then my photography business grew to the point I couldn't do both, so I stepped down and joined the Chamber's Board of Directors. Until last summer, the Chamber found itself without an executive director, and since nobody gets married in summer in Florida, I was able to step in for the summer. And it was during my second board meeting as interim director that I brought up the fireworks and we started looking into it. In January, we learned that the county had a plan to celebrate big for America's 250th, and that the county was looking at hosting a fireworks show in Denellen, one of 4 that would take place around the county. By that time, the Chamber was deep into planning Boomtown Days and could not commit to helping host the event. So along with Vice Mayor Valerie Hanchar and another volunteer, Danny Hart, I joined the Marion Celebrates America 250 committee, and we got to work. There is something special being a part of the Denellen community. You will hear every principal that ever gets transferred out of Denellen say, "Once a Tiger, always a Tiger." It's true. The community is truly held together with Tiger pride. In the 10 years since we last hosted a fireworks show at Denellen High School, the community has grown so much, and so many community members have never experienced the unity in our community. People aren't going out to football games on Friday night like they used to. People who are new just see our annual festivals as traffic problems, and people who have been around for decades say they yearn for the old Denellen. Something was missing, but nobody was really sure what to do to fix it, or if those days were gone forever. I came to the reality that it's our responsibility to show the new folks what old Denellen is really about. On July 4th, we brought back the old Denellen. Kids playing in foam and bounce houses, making new friends, blankets spread all over the football field, that small town feel again. Smiles, clapping, cheering, relaxing together, catching up with old friends, the reason we love where we live. Thousands of people came out to Denellen High School for the fireworks to celebrate America's 250th. Beyond the patriotism of celebrating our nation's 250th, we experienced, for a moment, the reason we chose Denellen. Thank you, Marion County School Board, for making that happen, for helping us. Our Tiger pride. Denellen High School is the heart of Denellen, and I am as proud as I can be a Tiger. And so I would love to have our Tiger principal, Erica Wiggins, stand up and wave. And I see we have another Tiger here, Susie Williams. As we continue to partner with our youth to continue to show people what it means to be a part of the Denellen community, what it means to be a Tiger, I thank you for being a Tiger and standing up for me. So, go Tigers. God bless America. Now let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to say thank you. We're going to come down and take a picture with you in a minute, just to recognize you being here. But you put that beautifully, and you really are a testimony to the Denellen community and what being a part of that community looks like. So we're incredibly grateful for your leadership, helping us get this across the finish line too, because you were able to open doors and allow things to happen for the Denellen community because of your advocacy.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for being here. And Dr. Brewer, I think we have some recognitions this evening as well.
Yes, we have one large recognition tonight. Mr. Whitehouse will come to the podium, and we have this large group on the left side here that will be recognized, but he will call each one by name.
Wonderful. Good evening.
Good evening, Board Chair, Board members. Tonight we are proud to recognize our school whose dedication to student achievement resulted in either maintaining an A or B grade this past school year or improving by at least one full letter grade. These accomplishments reflect the hard work of our principals, assistant principals, teachers, staff, students, and families. Their commitment to excellence is moving Marion County schools forward together, and we are honored to celebrate their success this evening. So we'll start by recognizing our schools that maintained an A school grade this year. We have 7 in total, if they will come forward as they are recognized. Bellevue Middle School, maintaining an A for their second year. Dr. N.H. Jones Elementary. 8th Street Elementary School. Ina A. Colon Academy. Madison Street Academy. Osceola Middle School. And Ward Highlands Elementary. Next, we'll recognize our schools that maintained a B school grade, and for a number of these schools, they had higher scales that they had to accomplish to maintain that B, so it truly was a good feat for them to be able to do so. Starting with Forest High School, Liberty Middle School, Ocala Springs Elementary School, Shady Hill Elementary School, Vanguard High School, and Westport High School. And now we have 15 schools who improved at least 1 letter grade this year on top of all these outstanding schools up in front of you. So first we have Dunellen Elementary School earning a B grade. Fessenden Elementary School. Hammett Bowen Elementary School, also earning a B grade. Legacy Elementary School. Maplewood Elementary earning an A school grade this year. Marion Charter School also earned an A school grade. Marion Oaks Elementary moving to a B grade this year. North Marion Middle School moving to a B grade this year. Oakcrest Elementary jumping 2 school grades to a B grade this year. Reddick Collier Elementary earning a B grade. Romeo Elementary earning a B grade. Saddlewood Elementary earning an A school grade this year. Stanton Weirsdale Elementary. Sunrise Elementary earning a B grade. And last but not least, Waimea Park Elementary School. Congratulations to all these schools and staff for their wonderful hard work. Thank you all, and please turn around for our board members.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. We're going to come down and take a picture, so nobody move, and we'll give you congratulations one-on-one. But this is just the highlight of what is happening on our campuses to ensure that every student can succeed, and you guys are doing amazing work. So we're going to come down and take a picture.
guys go that way.
Okay.
That's okay. Yes, it is. It's the summertime.
Easy breezy.
It was nice, very nice.
Sorry, I had to get an extra hug.
That's okay. Awesome recognitions, and we always enjoy supporting schools and recognizing the leadership that is leading custodians and bus drivers and teachers and paraprofessionals, all to help make sure that students are finding success on our campuses. So thank you for allowing us to do that, Dr. Brewer. Moving on to some more recognitions for donations. We'll start with $4,775 to South Marion High School from the Denellen High School Basketball Athletics Booster Club, Inc., to be utilized to support the boys' basketball program, and $1,225 to South Marion High School from the Denellen High School Basketball Athletics Booster Club, Inc., to be utilized to support the boys' basketball program. Also, $1,541.32 to Westport High School from the Donors Choose, to be utilized to create a learning environment that supports communication, teamwork, and critical thinking, while giving students the space they need to actively engage in lessons. These desks will make it easier for students to work together comfortably, participate in group discussions, and stay involved throughout instruction. Total donations for this board meeting are $7,541.32. Dr. Brewer?
Yes. I recommend approval of the agenda for the July 14, 2026 school board meeting.
May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
Motion to approve the agenda?
A motion by Board Member Campbell and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. We're going to move into the business portion of the meeting. Ms. Martinez-Young, can you please provide the proof of publication for tonight's school board meeting?
The notice for the July 14th, 2026 school board meeting was placed on the district website on July 7th, 2026. Proof of notification has been placed under proof of publication in board docs.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the June 4th, 2026 administrative briefing and work session?
So move.
Second.
A motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the June 9th, 2026 school board meeting?
Motion to approve. Second?
A motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Thrower. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Moving into our information items, the school district uses a construction management delivery method including a guaranteed maximum price, GMP, to perform construction work on projects. The superintendent or designee has signed and approved the following change orders. Per Board Policy 6345, the superintendent or designee is authorized to approve and execute any construction change order that will increase the construction contract by $25,000 or less, or that will decrease the construction contract amount, provided that approval shall be in his or her judgment in the best interest of the board. Such change orders shall be binding upon execution by the superintendent. The superintendent shall report each change order that he or she approved to the board at the board meeting that follows his or her approval. The superintendent's approval for the change orders will be entered into the official minutes of the school board meeting. Deductive change order. There are reconciliations made to the following projects resulting in a reduction of overall project costs. 8.1, guaranteed maximum price GMP for the district-wide auditorium lighting upgrade, change order number 2, work authorization number 3, project 24-118. Deductive change order is $26,565.46. And item 8.3, guaranteed maximum price GMP for roof replacement on buildings 1, 8, 14, 16, 17, and 19 at Vanguard High School. Change order number 1, work authorization number 4, project 24-127. The deductive change order is $19,416.62. Moving into unused funds, there were unused funds on the following projects. Since the projects were delivered using a construction management delivery with a GMP format, unused dollars, regardless of the item, are returned to the owner. The unspent monies will be returned to the owner via change orders, which will close the financial books on these projects. 8.2, guaranteed maximum price GMP for district-wide auditorium lighting upgrades, change order number 3, work authorization number 3, project 24-118. Deductive change order is $420,773.07 of unused funds. And 8.4, guaranteed maximum price GMP for roof replacement on buildings 1, 8, 14, 16, 17, and 19 at Vanguard High School, change order number 2, work authorization number 4, project 24-127. This is a deductive change order in the amount of $415,480.38 of unused funds. That will conclude our information items. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we have any speakers this evening?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, well, we want to welcome Attorney Powers to the meeting, and there being none, we will move into our next portion. So moving on to the consent agenda, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
That's a motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to our alternative placements. Before addressing expulsion matters, I'd like to acknowledge the board members have received the alternative placement list for students through May 27th, 2026. Ms. Martinez-Young, are there any parents who have submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matter?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 26-255 with services for the entire 26-27 school year and the first quarter of the 2027-2028 school year?
Motion to approve. Second.
A motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Campbell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. We'll now move into our regular agenda items for discussion. Item D 21.1, may I have a motion to approve the mental health allocation plan?
So move.
Second.
A motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Dr. Campbell. Dr. Brewer, I believe you have information you'd like to share?
Yes, ma'am, I'd like to introduce Yvette Del Nodal. She's the Director of Mental Health, and she's going to provide remarks on this mental health allocation plan.
Good evening.
Good evening, Board Chair James, Dr. Brewer, and board members. On the agenda this evening is a request for the approval of the Marion County Public Schools Comprehensive Mental Health Plan. Each Florida school district is required to develop a plan outlining the management and the utilization of the mental health assistance allocation funds that are provided by the state specifically to address mental health needs of our students. The mental health plan outlines our mental health framework and details how we provide services and address each state-required assurance. Funding is approximately $2.9 million, and 100% of these funds must be used to establish and expand school-based mental health care, provide training, and facilitate connecting students to services. The funds are used to support staff that provides direct services to students, such as our school counselors, our school social workers, and our school psychologists, our state-required mental health coordinator, and our support staff who oversee the program and state reporting requirements. It also supports our contracted mental health providers via partnerships with Ocala Consulting and Prevention and SMA Healthcare. Additionally, we support contracted community mental health referral case management for students and families via partnerships with BRAVE and the implementation of the BEST Screener, which is used to identify students in need of support. Funds are also used for the purchase and maintenance of Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions, intervention training for school-based providers, youth mental health first aid costs that exceed grant funding that's required for this training, and various supplies, materials, and equipment. Rollover funds are used to support the sustainability of our contracted provider service plan.
All right, thank you for that comprehensive overview. Board, I open it up for us for discussion. Anyone have any comments? Board Member Thurr.
Thank you. I'll start, and always good to see you, Dr. Del Nodal, and thank you for clarifying what the rollover funds are used for, because at first glance, it's like, gosh, that's a lot of money, and the total allocation is, $5,600,000. That's, close to half, but now it makes it clear what that money's really used for, and that we need to be able to keep this going. It is a requirement from the state, and interestingly, I know every board member has heard from our student board members that you wouldn't think of them necessarily as being all that concerned about mental health issues. I mean, they're doing great in school, very high performing, probably going to get into the best colleges, universities, or military appointments. These are our high performers, but they're very concerned about their peers, and they also have shared that high-performing kids put themselves under a ton of pressure, to graduate with a very high GPA and be a valedictorian and part of that class. You're starting that in middle school, taking all those accelerated classes. So it's just interesting to me that in today's society that it's sad, really, that so many kids feel so much pressure and so much anxiety. I think of what I was thinking about in high school. The world's definitely gotten more complicated. So I'm glad to have the support. I appreciate the state for sending it our way, and I appreciate how you and your team steward it.
Thank you, Board Member Thrower. Does anyone else have anything to share?
Oh, just
Board Member
not really a
Conrad.
question. I just want to say thank you for your work, and thank you for explaining about the use of those funds and how we receive those funds, because that is a question I had earlier this week. And so thank you for being here this evening and explaining that.
Thank you.
Okay. Hearing no further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. D 21.2, may I have a motion to approve the K-12 District Comprehensive Evidence-Based Reading Plan?
Motion to approve the reading plan?
Second.
A motion by Board Member Campbell and a second by Board Member Thrower. Dr. Brewer, I believe someone's here to share some information.
Yes, Melissa Connor, the Executive Director of K-12, will actually provide comments on the next two items with the understanding that you have to vote separately.
All right, thank you, Dr. Brewer.
All right, hello again. So our state reading plan is required that outlines how we support literacy for all of our students pre-K through 12 using that evidence-based practices aligned to the best ELA standards. Our work is producing results. In 2026, we have achieved the highest ELA performance and learning gains since 2015. While our overall grade is a C, we are seeing strong and meaningful growth in student literacy across our schools. The plan is reviewed and approved annually by the state and is aligned to the Florida's Formula for Reading Success and the Science of Reading. We strategically use state funding to support key areas like instructional materials, literacy coaches, and our third grade reading camp. The comprehensive evidence-based reading plan also requires us to set measurable goals, monitor student data, provide targeted interventions, and ensure ongoing professional learning for our teachers and coaches. We also continue to strengthen family engagement through the New Worlds Reading Initiative. Overall, this plan reflects a focused, aligned approach to improving our literacy outcomes, and we're moving in the right direction. I do have detailed data that I can share with you, but I would like to highlight that in grades 4 and 5, our intervention of Read 180, 51% of our students had a learning gain that counted towards those school grades that you heard earlier tonight. And in secondary, our Reading Plus program had the highest gain with an average of students getting 12 points. That's all I have for that.
Okay, do we want to vote on that? Would you like her to continue to share, Board? And cover the next item? What's your preference?
You need to vote.
Oh, I know we need to vote. I just didn't know if we wanted her to continue to share on the next item. Sometimes we do that.
Either way is fine.
Okay, well then I'll open it for Board to just have discussion on the reading plan.
I don't have anything.
Okay, well then I will take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the grant application Perkins v. Secondary?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Campbell. And Ms. Connor, floor is back to you.
Wait, there's more. The Carl D. Perkins Grant is our vital investment in career and technical education in our schools. For the 26-27 school year, the district will receive over $767,000 to support programs that prepare students for college, careers, and the workforce. They help us keep classrooms up to date by purchasing industry standard equipment and instructional materials. The grant also supports teacher professional learning, industry externships, and ongoing training to ensure our instruction remains aligned with the workforce needs. Perkins funding also supports a career education facilitator position that focuses on career pathway articulation and the retention of those new CTE teachers. We provide students with opportunities to earn industry certifications, participate in dual enrollment, and pursue clear pathways. In fact, 100% of our programs are aligned as programs of study, allowing students to continue their training beyond high school. This year, we're extremely proud of our students for earning 2,181 industry certifications, which is an increase of nearly 300 and the highest total in district history. The Perkins Grant strengthens our program, supports our teachers, and ensures that our students are ready.
All right, thank you very much. Board, I open it up for discussion. Board Member Thorough.
I'll just say, I love the Perkins Grant because it helps keep kids out of college debt. So that is a huge piece of it. And also that 15,000, and I love this, starting in middle school. Middle and high school students throughout the district benefit from all the additional materials, supplies, equipment, and the financial assistance to be able to get those industry certifications. That makes me feel like we're really doing something that's helping the kids, springboard into much better opportunities in life. So I think I'm going to vote yes.
Thank you, Board Member Thorough. Board, any other discussion? All right. Well, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to D21.4, may I have a motion to reject RFP 4123 AM water softeners for food service?
Motion to reject.
Second?
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Thrower. Dr. Brewer, you have some additional information?
Yes, we place this this agenda item under discussion, just as we have done in the past. So I wanted just to provide the board the opportunity to provide comments if necessary. But we are asking to reject this bid as the proposals did not meet the requirements. And so we will, with your rejection, we'll put this back out for bid.
Okay. Board Member Conrad?
Yes, are you at liberty, Dr. Brewer, to share what part of the request did not meet the requirements? Yeah, sorry.
It just says, both proposals received were deemed non-responsive for failure to submit the required completed RFP documents.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Any further comment? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to D21.5, may I have a motion to approve the expenditure increase request for usage of TIPS contract, formerly contract 230301, now 260301, and State of Florida alternate contract 561-2000-24-NY-ACS to purchase miscellaneous for South Marion High School, East Marion Elementary, and Osceola Middle School.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Thrower. Dr. Brewer, you have additional context?
Yes, ma'am. This is an additional $1 million request. You'll recall back in March, we already approved this one time for the East Marion, Osceola, Middle, and South Marion furniture. This request would now allow us to add furniture for the third floor of South Marion High School.
Yes, ma'am, because we are expanding and adding the third floor. Board, is there any context or further discussion you'd like to add?
We need it.
All right. Students do have to have desks to sit at, right? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to D21.6. May I have a motion to renew bid 4009 GM-carpet and vinyl flooring supply and installation?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Board Member Campbell and a second by Board Member Conrad. Dr. Brewer, you have additional information?
No, this is just a regular renewal, but I wanted to allow conversation if needed for this item.
Because it's at the $1 million mark.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is just standard to replace flooring as needed throughout
the
the
district.
district. Yep. Any further context or discussion, board? Dr. Campbell?
My only comment is just to say thank you, Dr. Brewer, for continuing to put those items that are high-dollar items into discussion. I think it's important for our community to understand the amount of what we consider average or daily work that always happens year after year. $1 million is not average. So thank you for continuing to put that in discussion.
Anything else? Board Member Thrower.
It's just also nice to see familiar local names, getting contracts of this size. So that, I noticed that. Congratulations to them once we vote.
Yes. All right, anything else? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. D21.7, may I have a motion to approve professional services selection recommendation for Bellevue Elementary School Replacement Project 26-100.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Conrad,
Second.
second by Board Member Thrower. Dr. Brewer, you have additional information to share?
Yes, ma'am. And to be consistent with other projects, we moved this to discussion for the opportunity to have dialogue. This request is to approve the professional services selection recommendation for the construction manager of the Bellevue Elementary School replacement. And this approval of this recommendation will allow the district to move forward with negotiating a contract with Osley Construction.
All right, thank you, Dr. Brewer. Board, I open it up for discussion. Dr. Campbell?
Sure, my only comment is that I will be voting against this recommendation this evening.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything to add? Board Member Thorough.
Thank you. And I had a couple of concerns as I reviewed the paperwork that I did discuss with Superintendent Brewer, and I look forward to those being fixed for transparency for the community. As I was going through the results, it was hard at first glance. First of all, the writing's very small, and there were all these letters, and the letters actually were the initials of the folks that participated in the selection committee, who deserve to be commended, and I hadn't seen it like that before, because the last one we did, March 3rd, clearly it had the first and last names at the bottom of the selection committee, and another one that I grabbed from 2019, same thing. Another one that I grabbed from 2016, same thing. So it's the difference between something that looks like this, where you would need a microscope to read it, and something that looked like this. So again, with using the public money, including my own, as a taxpayer, it's important to maintain the public trust. And I think one way to do that is to just make sure that our paperwork and our documentation is very transparent, so anyone can look and know who has participated and so forth. The other comment that I did want to make is that I really appreciate anyone from the community that is willing to serve on any of our oversight committees, ICROC and the Sales Surtax Committee, and that it may not be in board policy, but I just think it's a common sense best practice to try to maintain some separation. If you're serving on an oversight committee of that high value and a lot of money being overseen, it may or may not be the best practice to then participate on a selection committee. These are my musings. I think we need to be about continuous improvement, and that's why I'm raising this. I have absolutely no doubt that we're going to get a quality build and that the school is going to open on time. I think that that's been proven over and over by the company that was selected. And so I just wanted to share some of my background thoughts on the process.
Thank you, Board Member Thorough. Is there any further comments?
I'll just
Sure.
reiterate what Board Member Thrower shared for the flooring, is that I'm happy to see that this project is going to a local firm, and that all of the work, the money is going right back into our community. So I'm really happy to see that. It's something that's been important to me as I came on the board, that we use local as often as possible. And so just really excited to see this move forward. Thank you.
All right, any further comment? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposing?
Nay.
All right, motion passes 4-1. Moving into pulled agenda items C 18.1, may I have a motion to approve the annual pre-qualification for contractors, general and building contractors for 26-27?
Motion to approve.
A motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. Dr. Campbell, you pulled this item?
Yes, I'll be recusing myself from this vote. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion, Board? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So passes with 4 and 1 recusal. Moving on to C 17.3, may I have a motion to amend, to the amendment of the central office staffing plan for the 2026-2027 school year?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Thrower,
Second.
second by Board Member Conrad. And Ms. Conrad, you pulled the, Ms. Conrad, you can't, second it if you.
Second one.
Oh, I'll second it then.
Okay.
I didn't know who pulled it, sorry.
Sorry, Dr.
I didn't
Camp,
pull it, I just pulled it for awareness, so not that I'm questioning anything, so that's why I didn't hesitate to say.
oh, because you're not recusing yourself, I'm sorry. So Ms. Conrad, I apologize. I was thinking for some reason you were recusing yourself. Okay, so a motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Conrad. And Ms. Conrad, you have the floor.
Thank you. Chair, I just wanted to highlight this item. We've had so much talk about budget cuts and staffing plans, so I just wanted to highlight these 2 additions to the central office staffing plan. One is a resource teacher, and that is being funded through Title IV funds. And the second is a district-based nurse that is going to be funded with health department funds. And so we've just spent a lot of time talking about crunching numbers for the finances, and this is our first addition to the central office staffing plan, and so I just wanted everybody to be aware where those funds were coming from. So thank you, that's all I have.
All right, thank you for highlighting that. Is there anyone else who wants to add additional discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we have any speakers this evening for non-related agenda items?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Well, then we're going to move into our meeting reminders. There's an ICROC meeting on July 16th at 4 p.m. at the Brown Green Cole Auditorium. There is a special school board meeting on July 21st, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. to receive the tentative budget. And then our next administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for July 23rd at 9 a.m. We'll move into board member and committee comments and concerns. So Ms. Martinez-Young, anything from the clerk's office?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, Attorney Powers.
No, I'd like to ask the clerk, though, the advertisement that went out today, I was recently in court for part of the afternoon. The advertisement that you were going to send out, that was for,
I'm sorry?
the advertisement that you were sending out that you just mentioned to me, what was that for? Because I was in court the last couple hours, so.
The attorney-client session for Suzanne Green for the one.
Okay, and do you have the date for that?
August 20th.
20th.
Okay, August 20th. So we still have I have to announce it formally at the session prior, so I don't need to announce it today, and that was my question.
Yes, you have time. I talked with Ms. Brown
Thank you.
about it, yes.
Once you're in a court environment,
Yeah.
everything else, it's like your airplane signal is off, you know?
Yes, well, and for context, why don't you share what you were doing today for the community as we've highlighted attendance?
Unfortunately, we had truancy hearings today for parents who had not had their children attend and had been multiply warned by the court, and students had continued to be out and had not gone to summer school despite having been ordered to do so. And so we were there on hearings and held parents in contempt, and parents were sent to the Marion County Jail for in one case, 180 days. So
Yes.
it's significant, but there's ultimately, when there's not other options and we're not getting any assistance or participation, that's where we're left.
Yes, and we thank you for your work and leadership and working with the judge to really follow through. We didn't have follow through on this for many years, and we really do have very strong follow through now. So is there anything else from your office, Attorney Powers?
No, thank you.
All right, Dr. Brewer.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Powers, for that. So in addition to the news that Ms. Connor shared about our industry certifications, I think 300 is our magic number because we also received our AP scores this week, and I know I sent those to you, but I want to share those publicly. Our Marion County students took 3,849 AP exams. That's advanced placement exams, almost 300 more exams than last year, which was 300 more than the prior year. And 1,863 students took at least one exam, 50 more students than last year. And that's something we're incredibly proud about because we want to encourage every student, no matter their path, to at least leave the high school environment with at least one college credit. And so we're very excited about that number. Marion County students scored 3 or higher on 72% of all exams taken, and that's 3 points higher than last year. And this is the fifth year in a row that Marion County has increased the pass rate and the number of exams taken. And that is something to celebrate. And in addition, I want to share that this week is a big leadership training week for our administrators across our district. And we are very thankful for some key sponsors that are making this week happen. So I just want to recognize Angie Lewis with State Farm, HDG Legacy, Charisse and the Zinnia Wealth Management Group, and of course our own Public Education Foundation for managing the funds. So we're incredibly excited about seeing all of our administrators this week as we gear up and celebrate last year's performance, but also plan on moving forward with our new strategic plan for the 2031 plan. And last but not least, I want to let the community know that our Volunteer Link app will open on July 20th. We have had quite a bit of interest in terms of our Dads on Duty, Reading Pals, and some other ways to get involved. And so I know I responded to quite a few and said, hang tight, we'll let you know when the Volunteer Link is available for the 26-27 school year. So now we have a date. So make sure you go on the district website. It's under the Safe Schools department, and make sure you complete your registration so we can get you into a school to volunteer. So those are all my comments, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Brewer. Board Member Thrower.
Thank you, and we don't have another school board meeting before this occurs. It is the same day as our next work session, but we have our summer graduation coming up, and this has become really a cherished event, especially for me. I just think it's great if kids don't quite make it to walk in May and they double down and finish doing what they need to do to be able to get that diploma and walk, then they deserve a real graduation. And so it's really important. It has grown. We're going to have multiple students participating this year. Partially is because Acceleration Academy is joining us. They typically do their own graduation, but now they have quite a few more students graduating and kind of outgrew their space. So that's a pretty good problem to have. So it'll be nice to have them join us, and we'll be able to celebrate them in their accomplishments as well. And the kids come with stories that I would hope and pray that that any of our kids would never have to deal with. And the fact that they are finishing high school and getting a regular school diploma will hopefully help springboard them into a newer and better life compared to what a lot of them have had so far. So that's to look forward to. And it also happens to occur on the very same night as our Teacher of the Year State Gala. And if anyone has kept up on things with the school system, you'll recall that Hillcrest School won the Triple Crown. They had their Principal of the Year, they had their Teacher of the Year, and the Rookie Teacher of the Year, all from the same school. So Teacher Zanita Hendry will be down there in Orlando continuing to compete and hopefully just finish the streak that Marion County Public Schools, specifically Hillcrest School, has been on this year with just fantastic educators. So both of those events should not be occurring on the same night. That's my only complaint, but all great stuff. And then just skipping over, I want to congratulate Vanguard High School for putting a post out early about dress code. And that this is the time of year when parents are shopping and kids are bugging their parents for clothing that may or may not be appropriate for school. And I thought that it was smart that Vanguard just put it out there where people go to for their information and making it clear what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable. You know, dressing for success is so important whether you're a student or an employee. And so I just wanted to commend Vanguard, you know, for being fast out of the gate on that one. And then just skipping down to where people go for information, there was a lot of buzz on a post about chronic absenteeism that I put out there, and I really want to thank the community for weighing in, because when the community starts paying attention, change happens. And I would like to think that with the number of volunteer applications that are being asked for and requested, that I know I hit a nerve, but I also received a lot of positive feedback on the post. And when you put things out there on social media, you're dumb if you expect 100% approval of what you're putting on there. You know, there's always going to be that 5 to 20% that don't agree with you, and a lot of them are perfecting their lawyer skills, providing an opposite argument. But the whole fact of the matter is that if people are talking about chronic absenteeism, that raises the umbrella to look underneath. Okay, so if the kid's not here, why? And then we can really start problem solving. But if the students just chronically don't show up, there's no opportunity to help improve things. So there's a multitude of things that we can all do to help improve our chronic absenteeism. And I'll be the first to say, from a school board perspective, you know, we have things to improve too. I'm very glad we're opening South Marion High School, because one of our most chronic bus routes of being late originated out of Dunellen. Now, any of us that have driven down 484 and I-75 and all of that know how difficult it is to get anywhere on time. So hopefully with the opening of South Marion High, that'll relieve some pressure on our bus routes, and we can continue to do everything that we're trying to do to improve that on-time pickup and delivery. You know, that is definitely our task. When it comes to my heart of special needs students, you know, the Individual Students with Disabilities Education Act at the federal level has been around a long time. It's never been funded more than 40%. We have a lot of kids with a lot of unique needs that need a lot of support to be able to be comfortable and successful in school. So some of this really is a funding issue. But I guess I'll begin to close by saying a lot of it is just doing the simple things well, over and over and over again. And to me, the simple things are coming to school, working well with the teacher and with the school staff, and working at that level to solve problems and increase success. But if that hits a stone wall, keep advocating, keep asking questions till you get to the right person that can continue to take it forward until we get success, you know, and if the relationships are established before a lot of things go wrong, it makes it a lot easier to problem solve when the train gets off the track a little bit. So that would just be some encouragement I'd like to share. I think Oak Crest Elementary School is a huge example of that. They're just a regular neighborhood school that has kids from all walks of life, and they improve by 2 letter grades by doing the simple things well and reducing their chronic absenteeism. You can have average daily attendance of 92 to 94%, but that doesn't mean that the 6 to 8% aren't having a problem, you know? So the average daily attendance doesn't tell the whole story. And little changes can really lead to big improvements. So I really hope, since we've captured the community's attention a little bit, that everybody's thinking a little bit more deeply, that maybe they'll give bus drivers the right respect on the roads. That helps reduce chronic absenteeism, because if that bus driver gets all stressed out because someone's laying on their horn and running their reds, and then they get into a fender bender, guess what? That's however many kids that aren't going to be at school on time today that are missing instructions. So we can all do little things from wherever our seats are to help improve this. And like I said in my post, it's going to go a long way towards becoming an A district, which is I truly believe what we all want. And we want it to be an authenticate, not one where people pulled some tricks and got kids to leave that, weren't going to make it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing it right and doing it with integrity across the board. That's how we'll get there. And that concludes my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Thrower. Reverend Cummings.
No comments tonight.
All right, Dr. Campbell.
Sure, just a couple of things. I thank you, Dr. Brewer, for mentioning the AP test. That's how I was going to start talking about as well. A few years ago, whenever the legislature was kind of making some changes and there was a huge advocacy push for those acceleration points and the students in AP and ACE and CTE and all of that, we in Marion County were able to go and not only advocate from a position of wanting to ensure that all of our students were receiving the services that they deserve, but also from the position of we are successful, and we are wildly successful, with 72% of our students taking advanced placement tests, passing them. That's wildly successful. And so grateful to all the hard work of those educators that ensure that that education continues in their classrooms. Just a couple of things. I participated in the last couple of days with Governor's West this morning and Ocala City Planning and Zoning last evening. Also today participated in a future call conversation with Florida Early Learning educators talking through the children's movement and a program called the Triangle Program that I'll be getting more information for you, Dr. Brewer. It's just interesting to see how others around the state are doing early learning, and yeah, I'll just leave that there. Tonight we received our first, to my knowledge, voicemail and email from our Apt2G platform. So I see Mr. Christian shaking his head. So families, we a couple of weeks ago approved that new program that hopefully is going to increase our communication efforts even more so than the previous Skylert messaging that we had going. And so make sure you check your voicemail and your email because you've got a message out there from the Apt2G platform, thanks to Mr. Christian and his office. Also wanted to highlight that any student athlete that is a 9th grader or new to the state of Florida, if you have a new to state of Florida high schooler who intends to be a student athlete or are entering the 9th grade and intend to be a student athlete, the new law requires for those students not just to have their physicals, but also their EKGs. I know there were a community provider today in Bellevue that was actually providing those for free for Bellevue athletes. But there probably are other community partners working with schools. But if that, under the sound of my voice, if you have student athletes that might be helpful for you to know, please be aware that there is a new law about that. Already planning with the Florida School Boards Association. I've already started pre-planning for our annual joint conference coming up in December, as well as in August, we will be welcoming roughly 50 leaders from around the state, school board members, for our leadership development training here in Ocala. And finally, board, I will not be physically in attendance for next week's special board meeting for the purpose of receiving the budget. I just wanted to ensure that there would be at least 3 of you that were physically present for next Tuesday evening, because I will not be able to be there. I can be on the call if I need to be, but I am unable to be present for that. So that concludes my comments.
Okay, Board Member Conrad.
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to kind of add on to what Board Member Thrower said this morning, and I want to thank you, Board Member Thrower, for really digging in to attendance. And so after school grades came out, there was so much discussion, and Dr. Brewer kept sending us more and more information, and part of that information was chronic absenteeism. And the numbers don't lie, and it's very logical, but when you look at the breakdown for chronic absenteeism in our schools, if it's around 10% or lower, those schools are scoring A's and B's. You get in the 30% of chronic absenteeism, you've got a C or a D. High end of the 30s, you're going to be, a lower grade. And so it's not rocket science. We can't teach you if you're not at school. So we just need everybody to do the most basic things that it's just crazy to me sometimes, because when I went to school, that thought never crossed my mind. Was I going to school or not? You were going to school. It was harder to miss school than to go to school. So anyway, I just want to thank you, Ms. Thrower, for continuing to advocate and dig in, because we're just finding new things, and we've got lots of data, and we know what we need our kids to do, and now we just need them to do it. So I wanted to thank you for that, and also for sharing. I missed the Vanguard post about dress code. I'm really excited. That's something that I feel pretty strongly about, and so I'm really excited and appreciative that Vanguard's ahead of that game, because you're right, parents are beginning to school shop and do their shopping for this next school year, so I'm excited to see that they're ahead of the game, and no excuses, because you've been sent the dress code, so I love that. I just want to say thank you also to all of our leaders that were able to show up this evening. We're glad to have them here after hours, and we're going to see them tomorrow morning also for the Leadership Summit. Just really thankful. We had, 5 or 10 minutes here where we shared accolades about the work and the accomplishments that they have achieved. But it's hard work. We celebrate for 5 minutes, but it's every single minute of every single day. For the people that were here this evening. So I just want to say thank you again for the work that you do for the students of Marion County every single day. It's hard work, just getting them to school so we can teach them. So just really thankful they were all here today. Board, I also wanted to share, there is a summer gala for Cut Different, and I saw this post on social media, so I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you were invited. It's July 24th, and so there was a post that invited the whole board, and so I'm not sure everybody saw it. Wanted to make sure. I think last year, Dr. Campbell, you asked me about that because you were not able to come, and I said, well, I saw it on social media, so I want to be sure to share. It is next Friday then.
Yes.
Last but not least, 3G Sunday is coming up. I did hear from Ms. Thrower, so I've got that note. If anybody else would like to join me. Oh, you're going? All right, Dr. James. And Dr. Brewer, if anybody from your team would like to join, or they have a specific school they would like to participate in, just let me know, and I'll be happy to forward that.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. Yes, thank you so much, and that's all I have, Chair. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, we've covered a lot tonight. I will share this morning, I had the pleasure of meeting some of the team out at East Marion. I know we got a video last week, but I had already been talking with Dr. Brewer about wanting to just put eyes on it. All I could keep saying was, this is so amazing. And I was joking because as teachers, we get really excited by the little stuff, like fresh paint or a wall or a new door, and you're like, man, this is life-changing. And so it just feels so fresh in there, and there's still going to be some work to do. But the entrance, the vestibule, the safety, the enhancements, it is all so good. That building 74, I think, is what Dr. Pope shared. It was built in 74, and so there have been seemingly no improvements since 1974. So we're talking 50 years. And so now we have, and this is the sales tax dollars at work. This is what the voters wanted, was a sales tax that was going to be used to secure our schools, modernize them. And so that is exactly what's happening at East Marion. Walls and doors for the whole school, for the whole front office is reshaped. The cafeteria line no longer goes through the front office. What a concept. So just real improvements that are going to change the functionality of the campus. And so I wanted to just share. It really looks like those teachers, Dr. Pope's penciled in date is they'll be able to come back a week before they're supposed to come back so that they can kind of get into their rooms and reshape things. So really great stuff. And I will actually be, on Thursday, I will be with their, the name is going to escape me now, but I'll be with Ms. Tish and the staff there to talk about the community partnership grant and the plan for next year for East Marion. So I'll be able to work with them a little bit in the morning on Thursday as well. So all really great things. I was just going to ask if we can make sure that we are communicating the volunteer thing on Facebook, so we can make sure we get that pushed out on Facebook and the link to apply. And then if we can make sure that through social media somehow we're communicating the open house dates and times. I know we have it in an internal spreadsheet, But if we can somehow get that pushed out as well, so that people, that is where people go to look for information. So just making sure that we can get the information out to where people will find it. So all great stuff, and that will conclude my comments for the evening. Ms. Martinez-Young, no off-air speakers this evening, right?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, well then, there being no further business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Dr. Campbell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0, and this meeting will adjourn at 6:36 PM. Thank you.